Okay, so a few things leading into this. So I've discovered something about my little studio that I've built here, and that is that my monitors should not even be called monitors. I didn't spend much money on them. They're Pioneer monitors. And the problem is that they have a kind of it's a ported base on it, which means that no matter how little bass you put into them, you're going to get bass out of it, right? Which is kind of a problem. And the other problem is that either I have ADHD or I just don't pay attention or a bit of both or I'm stupid. But I did a review yesterday that I had to take down of the SM7B, which is this guy here. And I recorded it, played it back through this, loaded it online, and went to bed. And then today, as I was out walking, I put it on to listen to it just to see how it went. And it my own voice was driving me to the point of insanity. And I was like, what did I do? And then I looked at the video, and I was probably 2 to 3 feet away from this microphone. And this is the thing with the SM7B, you want this within 6 inches. As a matter of fact, you want to be in really close to it to get the full range of your voice, right? And that's also left me thinking that I recorded a song by the Smiths, and I thought the vocals were okay, but they sounded not very warm. And it had me thinking I have to EQ better next time and stuff like that. But then I was thinking about that, and where I had this microphone stand mounted over there made it pretty much impossible to read the sheet music and sing into the microphone at the same time, right? And so, let's do a better review of the SM7B. So, in the past, I used this guy here. And this is a Rode NT1A, and it's a condenser mic, and it picks up everything in the room very clearly, too clearly. Like, it's absolutely awful, the stuff that it picks up. Like, if you burp, or if you slurp on some coffee, or you're drinking beer. Like, it can pick up. I used to keep it about over here, right? It would be off in the side, and it would pick up everything. It was embarrassing and horrible, but that's the whole point of this microphone, to pick up the full performance. You know what? Sometimes you don't want the full performance. Sometimes you want something that just sounds nice, right? And so with singing, the other thing is that when you sing, you want to be loud. And so it was picking up all of the echo in the room and kind of amplifying that, and it wasn't a very good sound. So that didn't work out for me. Now, if you're in a recording studio and you have excellent sound deadening and stuff like that, this could be perfect, right? So when I have problems with that, and it depends on what pitches I'm singing, I used to go to this SM58. This is what you use singing live. This is the kind of thing that any live performance, this will probably get you through it, right? And the thing about it is that it cuts out a bit of the sound around you, and it focuses on everything that's up close to the microphone, and it's got a pretty good range. And for instruments, like for recording from my guitar amps, and sometimes from recording my acoustic guitar, I use the SM57. And I think anyone that's ever been in a studio or ever had to record anything knows what the SM57 is. They're pretty much indestructible. You have to be fairly close to it, and it's unidirectional. Like, you really have to aim it. And it's like where you aim it at the cone of the speaker will change the recording quite a bit. And if you don't have the proper equipment to move it the way that you want, you're gonna. I have trouble getting like the right tone, right? Because of that, so I may have to invest in like a better stand. I've got one that just kind of hooks onto the cabinets. What is that? So anyway, what I'm hoping for with the SM7B is I want a more round sound. I want to get rid of stuff in the background. I don't want it to be as revealing as the other microphones I use, but when I'm singing, I want it to really catch my voice, and I want the full range of my voice. So that's what I'm aiming for. So what I'm going to do in this review, so far I've explained, how you have to set this mic up, in my opinion. Like, if you move away from this mic, your voice is going to get so absolutely thin and nasally that it's going to be unbearable to listen to. Okay, I can promise you that. The other thing I may as well mention now is that people say that you need a good mic preamp for this mic, and it is absolutely true. I had no worries about that because I have a Warm Audio WA73 EQ. And it has a ton of gain on it with zero noise. So hopefully this is recording really nicely, and we won't have any problems in that way with it. So the things I'm going to do now in my review is that I'm going to re-record a song that I recorded where I was too far away with this mic. Now that I've got everything set up properly, I'm going to re-record it, and I'm going to play it back, and I'm going to listen to it, and I may post it on YouTube as well so people can compare. And I'm also going to listen to what I'm recording right now through the same headphones that today my voice sounded like trash on, and see if it's doing better, which I'm quite sure it will. Now, I have no EQ on this right now. When I do my recording of the music, of my singing, I am going to have EQ on that. I'm going to be adjusting the EQ before I record. But for this, I want you to hear what it sounds like going straight into and out of my Warm Audio equipment. So, having said that, off I go to re-record a song. Okay, so that didn't take very long. Once you've gone through a song so many times, it's funny because the first 3 times I tried singing the song, and I'm going to put a little piece of a comparison, actually, when you are singing too far away from this mic versus when you're singing up close, right? I'm going to share that. But fortunately, I had practiced the song enough times that I was able to just simply go in. And I wouldn't say it was 1 take, it was 1.5 takes because I had a dry throat. But I got it done. And wow, I think there's a huge difference, So I was somewhat happy with this mic, but then also... actually, I was questioning my own voice because I know this is a good mic, and I had had some good experiences, but I was not happy with the recording. But it really is about proximity with this microphone. And that's why, when you see podcasters and they have this mic and it's right in front of their face, they're not just trying to show off the microphone. They have no choice. You really want to get in close to this. And so now, for singing... I have to approach it kind of like a woman. I don't know. I like rock and roll and all the offshoots of that, and it's all about romance, isn't it? A lot of it is. Well, some of it isn't. But, you have to approach this microphone intimately. That's what I'm saying, right? And because it's not one of those live stage microphones, you're not holding it, right? It's a lot easier with a stage microphone that you're holding and you're controlling that. So you have to control your body when you're moving. Like when you are singing into a microphone like this, you have to control distance when you're singing. If you need to fade out, or if you're going to be extremely loud because you have to, but you're going to cause clipping, right? So then you have to be away. But a microphone like this makes it that extra bit difficult because as you move away, your voice is going to get thinner, right? So there's a lot to take into consideration, and it's going to be a learning curve, perhaps, for some vocalists that move from something simple like the 58 onto something like this. You're going to work very hard. So, I think it also shows in the fact that this is the 3rd recording of this song that I've done. In dealing with some technical issues and getting used to the microphone. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So anyway, let's play a side-by-side comparison. Being too far away from the microphone, and not only is the like it's quieter, obviously, if you're further away, but I could have adjusted that. But I found that if I adjusted it higher, it sounded worse, right? So there's a few things. It's going to be quieter. You're not going to get that warmth. People aren't going to feel who you are, right? If you're too far away from this microphone. So it's going to be quieter, but it's also going to sound like crap. So here we go. Here is the old version of the song where I was too far away from the mic. Call me morbid, call me pale. I spent 6 years on your trail. 6 long years on your trail. Call me morbid, call me pale. I spent 6 years on your trail. Okay, it's hard to believe how quiet the vocals are in there. And like I say those because as I pushed them up, it sounded worse and worse. That's simply the case. It's funny because even though I do believe they're horrible, they were better than some of the stuff that I had in the past. So I was optimistic. But you be the judge. Here is the re-recording that I did like so quickly. Just using this new setup in here, and you let me know what you think. Call me morbid, call me pale. I spent 6 years on your trail. 6 long years on your trail. Call me morbid, call me pale. I spent 6 years on your trail. Okay, so there you have it. So I think that this microphone, for me, for recording music, for singing, is a very nice balance between some of the features that my condenser mic had, right, and the features that the SM58 had, but with the quality level boosted in all the things that I like and all of the things that I did not like taken away. So I think it is an exceptional microphone for the price. I know there are better microphones. You can pay tens of thousands of dollars for good microphones, right? I'm looking for something that is within a reasonable budget, like a reasonable at-home recording studio budget, and I think this is one of the mics that that fits into that. And it's probably very sturdy. There are some things that I'm not too keen on because, it has this wire that comes out of it that then goes down into where the balanced output is. Not keen on that. It's just asking for trouble. But outside of that, I think everything is very sturdy, as it typically is with this company. Everything they make is very sturdy. But you want to take extra good care of this mic in comparison to your 58s and 57s, which, can get run over by a bus and still be fine for use the next day, right? So, I think it's a good microphone. It takes some learning, as I've experienced, and it can give you some absolutely awful results if you are not in close proximity to it. I do not know how good it is because I haven't really been able to test so much about cutting out background noise. But it has to be better than condenser microphones because they pick up a pin drop 2 floors away from me, right? And that's a bit much for a home recording studio, I think. So I'd love to hear what other people's experiences are with this microphone, and I'd love to hear if you think that I think there's a world of difference between the 2 recordings that I provided, and I'll put the entire re-recorded version up on YouTube, and people can listen to that, and I'll put a link to it. The thing is, you have to understand my voice, and I have a nasally voice, I think. Like, I've had trouble with all kinds of microphones. And so if you can listen to the re-recorded version, and I'm gonna post it, and I'll say in the title, it'll be I will put the microphone name in with the song name, so you can actually listen to it. And if you can bear it, right? If you can deal with my voice on that, then I think that says a lot, because my voice is a little bit. It's a challenge. It's an obvious challenge for me to record. By the way, in that recording, the only thing I did was on my WA-73. With the default settings for the EQ, I did turn a quarter turn up on the low end on the three EQs. Other than that, I didn't touch the EQ, so that's something to know. And also, I used a de-esser, and I did use the gentle squeeze compression with the what is it called? I disable the makeup, and I set the ratio to 2.8 to 1. Okay, so that's the only change I made to my setting. Plus, I had the reverb set to, I would say, around 85%. This is default Ableton reverb, and maybe 20% of the delay. Okay, so that's all the effects, and it suddenly got dark here, so it's going to be surprising to people. The sun's going down. It's finally going down. It's been such a hot day in Toronto. Oh, my goodness. It started off great. I walked all the way down to the beach, and it was great. We came home. We had a nap. We walked outside for 10 minutes, and it was absolutely scorching outside, and it's not even summer yet. It's going to be a hot summer. Anyway, I love anything that people... any posts you want to make, like any comments, things I can do to improve the recording of my voice. What do you think of the microphone if you've used it? What do you think of the two recordings? It's all appreciated. Thank you very much. Have a good night.